Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
There he is bobbing around. What's going on, man?
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to Trekcast, everyone.
Yes, welcome to Trekcast. Everybody except for Dan.
Yeah, he did just message. He's having technical difficulties, so he'll be on.
Oh,
as
okay.
soon as he can. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to dock his Latinum then.
There you go. Alejandro is ready for Trekcast. I am, says Yoda. Oh wait, wrong franchise.
Oh no, it's always the right franchise. Remember,
Right.
This is the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
That's right. Yeah, we're all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah, and
we
you and I are
discuss
looking
all
like
things
Christmas.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Nice.
So, how have you been?
Good. We took a week off. I needed the time to work on a screenplay for a competition.
Nice.
So far, good.
How's that going?
Good. I've entered several competitions, but they all have different deadlines. So like the latest one I'll hear back from is like in June of next year.
Oh, okay.
So,
A little bit of wait.
So, little bit. So but I have heard back from a couple. I won one competition. I placed in another. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, we were very excited to hear that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
I
So,
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the one person here that's actually got talent.
I don't know about that. But we'll see what happens with it. So
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
great.
pretty excited about it. And
Good.
yeah, and now we're getting ready to apparently my whole family is going to go to Southern California next month to celebrate my dad's 70th birthday.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
amazing! Happy birthday to him. Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny is he lives 10 minutes from me, but we're all going to fly down to California to do that.
Hey, I've never been to California. I've always wanted to visit SoCal.
Yeah,
so.
that's where I'm originally from. All of our extended families down there. So
Okay.
he wants to celebrate with his brothers and sisters. So I get it,
All right.
So we're all going to go down.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. I hear the weather in Southern California is nice.
Yes, very much so.
There's an old Lewis Black routine where it's like, I'd love to be the weatherman in Southern California.
Yep.
What's the weather like, Lou? Nice. Back to you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, we made the same joke when I was in news. So it'll be a fun time. I am excited to go get real Mexican food.
Right.
It's not quite hitting. So
Well, we've got a restaurant that's authentic Mexican food here in Southwest Michigan. It's called Taco Bell.
Right. Yes.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
They have. The double-decker taco. I'm sure you guys, and by you guys, I mean the Hispanic community.
Yes, that's what we would have. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
He's coming back.
Hey, Dan, I already got us canceled.
Oh, he needs.
Yeah.
Oh no, is he back? Okay.
I'm here.
Dan, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me? So we're canceled?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm making racially charged comments.
Who are you, Chad?
Yeah, apparently.
He's been in the basement too long. He's affecting you.
So
How you been, Dan?
All right. It's not summer here anymore. It's cold. I'm out in the car. Excuse me, I'm in the shuttlecraft.
Right.
And environmental controls are still coming online.
Right.
And of course, I'm like, 9:58, that's plenty of time to get set up out there.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I start setting up my equipment and please put in your iTunes password. I'm like, what?
What?
Oh, no.
Yeah. What? All right. Let me figure out what the hell that is.
Steve Jobs is still messing with you from beyond the grave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
what he does.
I got a late start too. I was telling Daniel before the show, we had a power outage last night. It was a scheduled power outage, and we remembered it about the time that the power went out. So
yeah,
no fans,
it was like
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right. My wife and I both looked at each other like, oh yeah, that's right. We got an email about this. We're prepared totally.
You know what's great about power outages? When the power comes back on and all the shit that you left on just starts, going.
Mm-hmm.
The power comes back on in the middle of the night, and every light switch that you flipped at 2:00 in the afternoon when it went out is still on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
right.
So,
but there's still a great feeling. It's like all the lights come on and you're like in bed, but it's like engineering finally came through.
Yes.
Nice.
So there's like a lot of Star Trek news.
We've got a ton
today.
We didn't notice that. We didn't notice that.
There is a ton of shit talking that we're going to get to do today.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yes, very much so.
Very much so. So let's get to it. So
all right.
Star Trek news.
All right. So yeah, there is a ton of Star Trek news. I figured we'll save the toys till the last one because I figured that's the one you and I are talking the most.
You're cutting out, dude.
Am I here? Hello.
Yeah, you're there. I don't know if you were scrolling. That's an old.
I wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was saying, I figured we'll talk about the toys last.
Sure.
Because you and I will probably really go off on that. But so let's start first with what's going on here. So the big news that a lot of people were talking about and kind of scratching their heads, come from Variety. Star Trek Starfleet Academy has been renewed for a second season, and also actress Tatiana Maslany, yes, will be a guest star in season 1. So that's that She-Hulk herself will be in season 1. So
that's who that is.
Yep. She'll be twerking. Yeah. It'll be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like screaming their heads off because it's been renewed, but we haven't seen an episode yet. And I think part of that is just bad choice of words. It hasn't been renewed. It's a 2-season order.
Right.
Yeah.
This also happened with the Lord of the Rings show on Amazon. They just sink so much money into the sets and the costumes. It's not financially viable for it to only be 1 season. So they do a 2-season order and they just go. Okay.
So, and you know what? A 2025 season is not the same as a 1987 season. So there's a 2-season order of what? 26
episodes. Right.
Yeah. That's 1 season. That's 1 season in regular TV land.
Exactly.
So, whatever.
We also find out
it's a double order of a show that nobody wants. So.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
We also find out that Robert Picardo will be making an appearance. He live streamed during the New York City Comic-Con. He was currently on the set of Starfleet Academy. So the Doctor will be back in a way somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Or maybe one of the creators. I don't know. But he'll be there. So
he's a computer program. He's a computer program. They could
because he's going to be back as the EMH, is what I heard, right?
I think
could be, yeah. Well, so
because Robert Picardo, he kind of looks like Patrick Stewart. He's tall, he's bald, but he hasn't aged. He didn't age like Patrick Stewart did.
No.
Where Patrick Stewart Patrick Stewart was 40 years old from the time he was 20 until the time he was like 71.
All right.
And then
I'm going to tell you what this is.
Okay.
I run into people sometimes and they say, "My God, you haven't aged, since I saw you." Yeah, that's because I lost my hair when I was 17. That's why. So at 17,
you were 40.
I immediately aged to 40.
Right. And you'll be 40 until you're like in your late 60s.
Yes, exactly.
But
So
see, Patrick
that's what it
Stewart
is.
lasted longer, and then had like kind of a sharp drop off as he approached 80. The Doctor, over the years, didn't have that. He didn't have that level and then sharp drop off. He's just steadily looked like he was getting older. The wrinkles, the eyes,
Yeah.
the little band
What
of
happens
gray
when you're
hair.
mid-light?
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, are they gonna like, do the Q data, explain it away? Oh, I wanted to, change my program, or are they gonna do a little CGI or makeup magic? Because I've heard that it's not that difficult to make an actor with makeup look younger.
Yeah, no, they did the same thing to Kurt Russell in the second Guardians of the Galaxy. It was mostly makeup,
Right.
de-age him, and
So
then a little bit of CGI enhancement.
I've heard it's actually more difficult to make an actor look, not a few years older, but like 30 years older.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine they would do one quick scene just like they did with Q, like, oh, this is how you remember me. Hold on. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
right.
Here's the
Let me
update.
catch up with everybody so you don't feel bad. Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's
Can't wait for the show.
We don't have a release date. It's still going to be a while. So there you go.
Wish it was Legacy.
So does everyone. But,
Yeah.
What do we know? We're just the fans.
We did get a date, according to Deadline, for Star Trek Section 31. This movie.
Oh, is that still happening?
Oh yeah, it's happening, baby. January 24th, 2025. That is a Friday for those of you playing at home, and we will get the movie. It'll be released on Paramount Plus. Yeah. So
we've got movies and TV shows coming out in like 4 or 5 different time frames at this point.
That's what the fans demanded.
That's worked wonderful for Star Wars. So I mean,
right. Yeah. So so it'll be released on a Friday, straight to Paramount Plus, so you can watch your commercials in the between the breaks, apparently. Whatever it throws in. Yeah.
This is the 2025 equivalent of direct to video.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Basically.
Now, I know we've posed this question before. Can we do so? I know there's some technical issues and there's some copyright issues. Can we do some kind of watch party in some form? Like maybe I know we can't like broadcast the show, but
right.
Maybe we can all watch at the same time. Or
we can try. I think the hard part for that being on a Friday is all of our schedules aligning, especially being different time zones.
So here's the problem with this. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts where they did their own commentary track,
right?
And everyone would start the movie and pause at the same point and then unpause at the same point. The problem is if Paramount Plus is showing commercials now, and the commercials are region based, you're not getting the same commercial that I am, and we don't know if they're the same length. So the shows may restart at different times. So I don't know if you can do that.
It's a nice idea, but I don't know if it'll be able to be pulled off. Okay. But yeah, so we don't.
I'll come up with the same stupid idea in 3 months when it's ready to come out. So
yeah,
I'll be like, "Hey guys, can we do a watch party?" And Daniel will be like, "Yeah, no," and Dan will be like, "Scott, you're dumb. That's a stupid idea."
We're all flying to Post Falls, Idaho to watch.
That's right. That's right.
Section 31.
We can rent out my friend's theater. We'll watch it.
Either way, we're all excited about this thing nobody asked for.
Yeah. So there you go. We don't have an official like synopsis for it yet. So
what's the timeline for this thing?
January 24th.
No, like the in-universe timeline.
Oh,
it's when it's. I mean, I'm guessing it's when she goes back to her own time period, right?
I would imagine
it's gonna be prequel timeline. It's gonna be the before Kirk, Section 31 before Kirk.
She took off with the Guardian of Forever. Right?
So it could be anywhere, anytime.
It could be anywhere. She could
show up in any of the multiverse.
No, she had to go back to her own timeline because she was like wigging out. Remember, she'd get those.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Remember,
Yeah.
she was
That's right,
she was
'cause-
pixelating. She was.
That's right.
pixelating.
Yes.
Because if there's
Like
anything the fans
Spider-Verse.
were asking for, it was more Discovery season 1 through 3 timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay.
what. That's why they have all those Save Discovery hashtags everywhere,
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
and not Save Legacy or Save
I
Lower
don't-
Deck.
Well,
I'm
there's a change.org thing going on that's got like 200,000 signatures to, the hell with Academy. Bring back Lower Decks for a 6th season.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People are like, we got an idea. Let's do Lower Decks season 6 and then a TV movie. And I'm like, that's a
No.
great idea. And it would fit perfectly with their little motif where they're doing like all the posters like for in the same style as all the movies. The
Mhm.
first season was the motion picture all the way up through season 5. They're riffing on Final Frontier
Yeah.
for their posters. It'd be perfect. It'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah.
You know, being a fan is exhausting.
Boy, you hit the nail right on the head.
Indeed. Much less having
Yeah.
a podcast about it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm so tired. This leisure activity is making me tired.
Yep, you
His
opened
hobby
that
is stressing
self-sealing
me out.
stem bolt in just the right way. You're absolutely right. It's hard, especially with a good example is all these news stories that came out yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like what? Okay,
Yeah. Oh, there's more. I've got
please
a couple-
continue.
Yeah.
is this
I've
the
got a-
special extended news segment?
Oh yeah, it's
Is
gonna
that
have
what
to
we're
be.
doing? Okay.
It's-
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I got a couple quick ones, and then we'll get to the toys. So this came out also on Deadline. Sebastian Stan was recently on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, and he dropped this little nugget that I had not heard before, and I don't know if you guys had. He was up for Captain Kirk in the JJ films.
Oh yeah.
We almost got Bucky as Captain Kirk. He said he got pretty far in the process, but ultimately, went to Chris Pine. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Can you imagine
Yeah.
him as Kirk?
Oh, all the more reason they should make him Luke Skywalker just for the poetry of it.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker was almost Captain Kirk.
I like that idea. That's pretty great. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I like him as Luke Skywalker. Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like him as Bucky. He's a great Bucky. But
Oh, he's
Yep.
fantastic, Bucky.
and the way he plays Bucky, I think he'd be a decent Batman. But
Okay.
Yeah.
We need a few more of those.
that's right. We need Batman No Way Home soon.
Oh
There you go.
boy.
That's just a quick that. And then another quick story that I thought was kind of fun. So recently, 7 new species of frogs were discovered in the jungles of Madagascar, and the research team, being nerds, have named them after Star Trek characters.
Nice.
Yeah. So according to them, these new frogs are named Kirk, Picard, Cisco, Janeway, Archer, Burnham, and Pike. So that's a couple of the frogs there, and I couldn't find a photo of all the frogs together, but yeah, there's 7 new frogs discovered in Madagascar.
Those two look like Paris and Janeway from that one episode.
It's their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is good because I remember about 15, 20 years ago, it was all over the news that we were losing frogs. There were, so many different species of frogs were going extinct, and they feared the worst. So
Aren't
More
frogs
frogs,
like the
cool.
canary in the cave?
yes.
Because of
Yeah,
they're the first ones to know if the environment's going to completely disintegrate because
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say they found him in Madagascar next to the talking lion and zebra that were dancing
okay.
and singing.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. And our last news story, also from New York City Comic Con, comes to us from looks like Trek movie. The new toys, they're out.
There he is.
Well, they're not out yet, but
G.I. Jellicoe.
yeah, G.I. Jellicoe. So these are from Nacelle. They will be 6-inch to 7-inch figures. We are being told that the
Way to be consistent.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the scaling of the character.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the toys will be on pre-order starting first quarter of next year, and then hopefully be arriving second quarter.
So we the most successful line of Star Trek toys we've discussed was the Playmates line from the 90s, which were 5-inch. And these, we talked about how these are not. However, the second most successful Star Trek action figure line was the Diamond Select toys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they were 6 or 7 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be interested to see how these scale with those, because I have a bunch of those.
Okay.
And you know what? I might pick up some of these.
Yeah.
To go.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to show you guys something. I'll be right back.
Oh, there he goes.
All right. Yeah. Just throw that headset right down on the desk.
Yeah.
Audio
the warning.
Damned.
Yeah.
But
people with their headphones going, oh my God.
Looking at these characters here, there was a whole set of the Wrath of Khan figures from Diamond Select Toys, and they did not have Scotty's nephew there, so this would fit in with that. There were a whole mess of TNG era toys, and Jellicoe looks like he would fit right in with those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm slightly more excited than I was.
Yeah, and these are just renders. They're not, prototypes, but this is roughly what they're going for.
So interesting. They picked Tuvix because he was never done in the 5-inch scale. But all right, yeah, get your little tiny strong beard out of the camera. The grown-ups are talking. But that Diamond Select line, they never did any Voyager. The line got canceled before they got to Voyager. There's a bunch of Deep Space Nine ones, but there's no Voyager. So
right.
Tuvix is great, but I would need the rest of the bridge crew also. So
we had talked, some people had mentioned online that they're hoping that they can kind of fudge it with their Playmates toys, and add these to their figure. Yeah, I wanted to bring a visual representation to give people an idea how that's not going to work. So here's Spock in the normal Playmate size, right? This is one of the newer ones, but still scales with the originals. Okay. Let me introduce to you He-Man next to Spock. All right. He-Man is in the new size. It's just not going to work. So
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother-in-law was rummaging through an estate sale that my wife's grandma was having, and somehow this ended up in the collection. This is it's like a vinyl. I don't know. It's like 10 inches tall. It's Riker.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Riker from Generations.
Okay.
So he's mildly posable. His head slightly turns, his arms move, and his waistline turns about 4 degrees. So.
Yeah. So those were that's probably from a company called Applause.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So those are popular in you would find those in like the Hallmark store back in the day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's where you would find that sort of thing. Excuse me.
We do know about these new nacelle toys. They're going to be under $30. That's going to be the price point they're hitting.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Still $30. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's
Do you guys remember how much they were in the 90s? Wasn't it like $6? You could get one.
Yeah.
Probably 5. I would say
like 5-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
GI Joes in the 80s were $2.97.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, those were good. That was Christmas present, or a kid could scrounge up $3, if he saved up some cans or whatever.
I want to see about that. Let me find the inflation calculator. Let's figure how accurate that is to now, because I'm curious. All right. So you said 290 or
297 in 1985.
1985. Okay. So 1985. Calculate That is the equivalent of $870 today. So yeah, they have gone up quite a bit. Not just inflation, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the first line. They are expecting to have more releases in the future, but this will just be the first wave. One thing that I thought was funny is with that Wayun, are we going to get a build a figure of Jeffrey Combs once they release all his characters? I would love that.
So here's the thing with action figures. Okay, so you got Jellicoe there.
Yeah.
From the neck down, he is any Starfleet officer.
Right.
So the next line, they could throw Picard in there. All they got to do is sculpt a head.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Same thing with Mirror Archer. Okay, from the neck down, he is Kirk in his whatever they call that uniform. So the next wave, they just sculpt a Kirk head and there's a Kirk. So, same thing with Sulu. So
yeah,
they make that Sulu. Now they have the mold for the Now they have the mold for the Monster Maroon costume. So
and same thing with Captain Garrett for the females.
Yeah, they just got to add a belt. But yeah, so hopefully they're smart enough to do some stuff like that that'll help them keep the cost down.
Yeah, hopefully.
A little bit.
I wonder if the heads will be interchangeable and people can customize them more.
Oh, so I can have a Captain Tuvix?
Yeah, as you should be.
Okay.
Or Astro.
Wait.
Who
Peter
is
Preston.
Who's Valix?
Valkyris. Who is that?
Yeah, I did see on here. They had it in the article.
This sounds Romulan or Vulcan.
From Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the other? Who's Preston? Is that the engineer from Wrath?
Yeah, that's Scotty's nephew. That
okay.
Engine room.
Yeah. Wayun is from Deep Space Nine. If you didn't know.
Okay, that's the one where they get lost in the Delta Quadrant.
That's the one. Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Just want to make sure we're clear.
She loves her coffee in that series.
Yeah. Brunt from TNG. Got it.
So of all of them, which one do you want to get? What's the one that you're like, that's the one I need to get?
Tuvix. Yeah. He deserves it.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Tuvix.
After what was done to him.
That's right. In memory of Tuvix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think my top three are Tuvix, Jellicoe, and Wayun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayun's up there for me too.
Yeah.
I would.
You need to get like a bunch
see...
of Wayuns to have all the clone Wayuns.
I would love to see a negotiation between Jellicoe and Wayun. I think that would be.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey D says Wayun all the way.
Yeah.
And Chazbith says Jellicoe.
Somebody had a question about Jellicoe?
Yeah, Jellicoe's the one that got shot by RoboCop.
Whose head exploded in TNG.
Yeah. Jellicoe is the one who had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake.
And now
it's time to erase that mistake.
No, Jellicoe was the very gruff officer that refused to go to 4 rotations, right? He wanted 3.
Yeah. No, he wanted 4.
He wanted 4. Okay.
Yeah. And Riker was like, yeah, that would be really inconvenient.
Get it done.
Oh, and get that fish out of the ready room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He also told Deanna to go put some pants on.
That's right.
Did you know that after that episode, Livingston, the fish, was never back in Picard's ready room?
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, it was. I read a story about it one time where there was a little bit of an uproar from, I don't know, maybe PETA or maybe it was Patrick Stewart. They didn't want that fish.
I know Patrick Stewart didn't like the fish at all.
Didn't like the fish. And he basically said, let's use this as an opportunity to get rid of it. And so that's where the line, get rid of that fish.
I saw the thing with him and he was like, yeah, it never made sense that they would have pets like that. Just keep them captivity.
Right. See, I always imagined that behind that wall was this giant, 30,000 gallon aquarium that.
Yeah, you can go down to cetacean ops and hang out.
Yeah.
Right. This was just like a porthole.
There's a saltwater conduit that led right
Yeah.
to cetacean ops.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime the computer
Livingston was actually a midshipman.
right. Well, and anytime the computer heard Picard say, "I'll be in my ready room," he got a signal from the computer saying Picard's on his way, and he would just fly, or he would just swim up to the porthole.
Now I want, like, like they used to make like accessory packs you could buy. I want like a pets accessory pack with like Porthos and Livingston.
Yeah.
And Grudge.
Spot.
Yeah.
Spot.
Just all
both male and female.
Yeah.
Couple of Targs.
Yeah, a couple of Targs. The dog from Lower Decks. Just throw them all in. Yeah.
So do you think in the 24th and 25th century, do you think they actually have aquariums, or do you think people just have holographic fish tanks?
Oh, holographic fish tanks. Have you ever had an aquarium? Even the most simple fish tanks are insanely difficult to. You have to be on them every single day. You have to clean them all the time. Yeah. And this is for like small ones. Yeah, they're ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. So that's all the news. We should probably get to our predictions because there's a lot that came in. So let's get to the main topic.
Fun will now commence.
Yeah. So this is our big Lower Decks predictions show, our Lower Decks season 5, the final season. We had people submit predictions or things for us to go over. And then Dan had the great idea of let's do wild cards as well. We each get to pick one. So I figure we'll do the wild cards last.
Sure.
I've got a few for us. Then I've got some listener submitted ones, and then we'll do the wild cards. So the way we typically do this, for those of you listening or watching, we go likely or unlikely. We come up with something. Is it likely to happen in this next season? Is it unlikely to happen? So, so we'll just kind of go down the line.
Let's do it.
Yes, my Windows 95 system built-in aquarium. So.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one, there's a Discovery reference in Lower Decks. Likely or unlikely?
Likely.
Dan says likely.
I'm going to say unlikely. I think they want to distance themselves from.
I think I could see it. Just a quick reference. I could absolutely see it. Okay.
It depends on how subtle the reference is. I mean, it's like,
right.
Hey, there's a ship with 2 nacelles and a saucer section. Hey, they had those in Discovery.
That's what I mean. It's just,
or are they going to mention, hey, remember that awesome Captain Michael Burnham that nobody remembers because, okay, yeah.
Because it's
I'm going to say it's unlikely.
Okay. Next one. We see at least one character in live action.
I'm going to say likely, and it has to do with my wild card, and I'll explain that at the end.
Okay.
I'm going to say unlikely.
Or unlikely.
Unlikely.
Huh? I think it's possible. I think because they released a clip and they go to a different dimension, and I think that gives you the excuse to bop around and maybe show somebody live action real quick. Plus, they already made the uniform, so why not? Michael B. Discovery, likely. They aren't even subtle. All right. Next one. They meet the space koala. Likely or unlikely?
Likely.
Likely?
Unlikely.
They've got to pay that off.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with unlikely. I think it'll be in the background, but I don't think they'll ever meet him. So, we get a Doctor Who reference. I put this in because they've been doing all the collaborations lately with Doctor Who.
Who?
So, that's right. Who? Likely or unlikely?
I'm going to say unlikely.
Okay.
Still have not seen a single episode of a Doctor Who episode. Doctor Who anything.
I'm also going to say unlikely.
Okay. I'm going to say likely. I think there's a chance that the TARDIS can pop up in the background and that's it. Like, nothing major.
Okay.
The other Boimler shows up. Likely or unlikely?
Is he dead? Is he supposed to be dead? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That's a good question because that would affect my answer.
They're going to different dimensions, though. He could be not dead and somewhere else.
If there's anybody listening, can you look that up? Is he dead? Is Confident Boimler dead? Because he went on the Titan, didn't he?
Yeah,
he's on the Titan. Yeah,
I thought he got promoted on the Titan, and that was like
that's what I thought too. So if he's alive, I say likely.
Okay, we'll go likely. I'm also going to go likely.
I'll go unlikely.
Okay. Somebody's got to get it right. Next one. We see what starts the space battle in the show opening. Likely or unlikely?
I'm going to say to see what starts that space. Ugh.
Yeah. Not that they're in it, that we see what starts it.
I could see it, but are they going to think to do that? So I'm going to say unlikely, but with an asterisk. And my asterisk is they're definitely going to add something to it.
Oh, for sure. There'll be more.
Oh, well, yeah. No,
but so no, I think it's unlikely that we're going to see an explanation or how it started.
Mikey D says the other Boimler is in the CIA. So there you go.
Okay.
We'll see him.
Dan, will we see what starts the space battle?
No.
Likely or unlikely?
Unlikely.
No? Unlikely. I have a feeling that's the big finale. So I'm going to go likely. I think it's something. Yeah. We get a new Cerritos. So like a refit or a whole new, like the Cerritos A,
I'm going to say likely.
Likely?
I'm going to say she's going to get destroyed. Yeah.
I am going to say likely.
Okay.
Because they're going to decommission the California class.
Oh, that's right. They did mention that.
For a new ship. And the class is usually named after the first ship in the line. So I think it's going to be the Cerritos class.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also think we'll get a new one. I think that's a great way to end it. So yeah. The bird people return. Likely or unlikely?
Well, birds aren't real. So therefore, bird people can't be real. So I will say unlikely.
Okay.
I'll say likely.
Okay. I don't think that'll happen. All right. There's no random episode. Like every season, there's just one has nothing to do with the main story. So that's
a good one because when you're doing a season, when you're doing a final season, you're really focusing on, wrapping it up.
That's kind of my thought. That's why I put it in there.
I think there's definitely going to be a random one because this is the last season. They're going to be like, well, we always wanted to do the such and such, so let's just do it quick in the random episode.
Right.
So I say it's unlikely that there's no random episode.
I concur with Dan.
Okay. I think they're going to just focus. So I'm going to say it's likely that there's no random episode. And then our last one for us, this is the best season yet. Likely or unlikely?
I'm going to say likely because they're going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at us because this is the last hurrah.
Okay. Well, Scott's thinking about it. I will say unlikely, but let me give my reason why. I think a lot of what Lower Decks brought was novelty, and being that this is their 5th season, all of that bloom is off the rose. So it'll be great. It'll be fun, but it won't be as new as it was when it first started. So that's why I say unlikely.
Yeah, I'm going to say unlikely as well. You're right about the roses and the blooms and everything that's been done before. So
Mikey D says likely best season. So there you go.
And you could be right, Mikey. You could be right.
Could be. Hopefully he's right. But
yeah.
I want to be wrong about that. All right, we have a few from our listeners. This is from Duval from Facebook. Maybe we finally see why Chief O'Brien is deemed the most important person in Starfleet. Likely,
I certainly hope so. I hope they do something Chief O'Brien-esque, something centric.
All right, so I'll put you down for likely.
Yeah.
Dan, likely or unlikely?
I'm going to say unlikely.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was a one-off gag as well. So I think that's it. Nate from Facebook says Moopsy returns.
I'm going to say likely.
Likely.
You're saying likely as well, Scott?
We were rewatching the last season of Lower Decks, and my wife and I were like, "Oh, this is the episode where Moopsy shows up," and and Moopsy showed up, and Moopsy was facing away from the camera, and my son runs up, grabs the Moopsy doll off the mantle, and puts the Moopsy butt next to the Moopsy butt. It was hilarious.
I'm gonna also say likely. I think that thing was way more popular than they had anticipated, so they're gonna throw it in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kira Nerys returns and is promoted to captain of Star Trek from Philip. So
Captain of Star Trek.
That's
Star
what
Trek.
he put. Yeah.
So
I literally copied and pasted these in. So
she's the showrunner now.
I guess, yeah. She's
the Jedi of Star Wars.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna say unlikely.
I'm gonna say unlikely.
Yeah, I don't see her being the captain of Star Trek, but you never know. This is from Subaru D on Instagram. It ends with the cliffhanger as a middle finger to Paramount.
Oh wow. Or maybe it just ends mid-sentence like The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say unlikely.
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 I also agree. It's unlikely. So, and then the last one for our listener ones, they all get promoted at the end. This is from Time Lord of the Moon on Instagram.
So by all, you're talking about the lower deckers get
that? Yeah, I would
promoted to
imagine so.
Lieutenant, full lieutenant.
Yeah. Full lieutenants.
I think that's likely.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. I also think likely as well. All right. So now our wild card ones. I know you got to let me know what they are. It's blank. So
yeah, no, I just figured we would each make our own prediction.
Yeah. I like that idea.
I am predicting that we will see Captain Harry Kim.
Okay. Likely or unlikely? I'm gonna say likely, just because we have that clip with Harry Kim in it.
What clip with Harry Kim in it?
They released a clip maybe like 2 weeks ago, and Harry Kim walks in to a room full of Harry Kims, and they all
Oh yeah, that's right.
How did I miss this?
Yeah, it was in the promo video.
Yeah, they all have one pip, and he's like, "How do you guys all only have one?"
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that. But
okay. What rank was he? Do we know?
He had two. So
okay, it's like Lieutenant Junior grade Harry Kim. Yeah. After being in Starfleet for like 27 years.
Yeah. Dan, what are you saying? Likely or unlikely?
What's that?
Are you saying likely that we see Captain Harry Kim?
Yeah, no, that's my prediction. Is that we're seeing Captain Harry? I didn't know we were voting on these. I thought.
I figured why not?
Make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Scott, likely or unlikely? Captain Harry Kim.
Captain Harry Kim, unlikely.
Okay. Do you got your wild card, Scott, or do you want me to go?
Why don't you go?
Okay.
Scott
my
didn't
wild
do
card.
homework.
The Borg return.
Ugh.
They love their Borg.
Well, they don't do Borg all the time. I mean, Star Trek Picard season 1. Well, Picard season 2. Picard season 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's likely that the Borg
Yeah.
will return in some fashion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you're probably right.
Yeah.
They'll
It can just be a
they'll
one-off bit.
return. They'll return just so they can go. Oh, the Borg again.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
So, all right, Scott.
All right. I want you to type this word for word. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh
Okay.
boy. Oh boy.
So about 2 or 3 years ago, a listener called in with a voicemail with his prediction of how the. No, you don't have to type all this.
I'm just kidding.
I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, is he going to be able to keep up? This is gonna be
Yeah.
good. That was like the third the fourth
Right.
putting them all in.
So this listener, God, now you got me thinking about all the uhs and ums.
Yep.
So this listener called in with their prediction of how Lower Decks was going to end.
All right, put the uhs and the ums back in because you
Yeah.
sound like a third grader in reading group with his finger under the words as he reads them.
So this listener was me. And I said at the time, I think the perfect ending for Lower Decks would be, and this is before the episode where Boimler they did the live action. I think that it's going to pan over to a live action character, to a couple of live action characters, and it's going to be Mariner explaining that this whole cartoon, this whole animated thing, has been like her story of her adventures on the Cerritos. This is her perspective. And they're going to explain that some of the parts of Lower Decks that don't make sense, the way people act, some of the things that definitely Starfleet would not do, or admirals wouldn't act in a certain way, or they wouldn't use so many curse words. That's her taking creative liberties in her storytelling. But it's basically going to be like a hollow novel. And she's going to be explaining to, I don't know, Quark or Paris or somebody that this is how the story went. This is my perspective of how my time on the Cerritos went. So that's how they're going to end the series.
Okay.
So
You're
end the
right on
series
that.
with a live action explanation.
Okay. I think that it could end that way, but I'm going to say that's unlikely.
I'm going to say that is unlikely.
I hate both of you.
It's not a bad idea. I don't see them doing it.
There was two attitudes there. Daniel was like, I think that could happen. You're Scott, you're not completely off base, but I'm going to vote no. He was very diplomatic about it.
Mhm.
And Dan was like, F you, Scott.
Just running around.
This is what I think about your stupid idea.
I said one word, unlikely.
Yeah. It wasn't what you said. It was how you said it.
All right, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I think that's
like
a
that's
pretty
something you've heard.
amazing idea. I think it's unlikely.
Now he's
Yeah.
going to
Was
be
that better?
patronizing. Yeah.
Mhm. So that's all the predictions. That's quite a bit that we're going to go through at the end of the season. Figure out who wins.
All right.
Yeah. So
And if Scott doesn't get us canceled in the next 2 months, we'll
Hopefully
come back.
not.
We'll see.
And I don't even know what it was. I'm gonna have to watch the show.
You're going to have to watch the show. Yep.
I'm gonna have to tune in and find out.
Absolutely.
well, yeah, it starts this Thursday. So that'll be exciting. And are we gonna do the quick reactions again or
I'll do it.
okay? Yeah.
If I send you one, then
will,
you'll know that I've done it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
It's not Discovery, so Dan might even do one.
I might
You
even
might.
do them. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm asking people to join us in the chat if they want to do feedback. So let's get to listener feedback.
Listener feedback.
Listener feedback.
I know, right? The AI voices. Yeah, we had a lot of people email in with different predictions for Lower Decks. I just couldn't get them all in. We had some random ones too that like one was something about the Girardi Borg would show up and fight the real Borg, you know. Yeah, we had another one about like the dog would show up with like a bunch of other dogs, like he had proliferated his own colony of dogs. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
people were like really into it, so that's cool. But yeah, here's Chazbiz joining us like normal. So
I normal. Yep.
What's
that's
up?
right. What's
What's
going
up?
on, man?
I not much.
What'd
Excited
you think
for
of the
new
predictions?
season. I want to see a full frontal peanut hamper, and badgie scene together.
I don't know what you mean by full frontal. I'm scared.
You need to go outside.
This is a family show.
That's right.
And,
Yeah, that would've
and
been good.
Chazbiz, I just want to let you know that if you keep showing up on the show, you're going to end up in my basement.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then you'll get some full frontal you'll never forget.
That's right.
Shut up, Chad. Hold on. Shut up. Be quiet.
Don't worry, he's lubricated. So.
I love that you're. I
Yeah.
love that you're randomly yelling that to your house, and everyone in the house is not paying attention. Has no idea what's going on. They're just like, "Why is he? What?"
Oh, the kids don't know, but my wife knows exactly what's going on.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair
Who,
enough.
who do you think feeds Chad?
Does he eat kibble or what does he eat?
It's
Imagine a lot of
nutritional supplement number 551.
Yeah.
Poor Chad.
He likes it. He likes it because we tell him he does.
Right.
Did he send in his mail-in vote for the election?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lowered down the ballot with a rope and a bucket.
Oh, I did I went and voted in person earlier this week, and it was the weirdest thing because after I turned in my ballot, this lady like goes, "Okay, what's your name?" And I tell her my name, and she goes, "And where are you from?" I'm like, "Post Falls," and like it's not quite a whisper, but it's not normal talking. She goes, "Daniel of Post Falls has voted," and I'm like, "Who are you announcing this to? What is going on?"
Like, that's
Yeah.
weird. I know where I vote at, it's like a little bitty church or whatever, and nobody's there. And so, like, I can go on election day,
Right,
and
right.
walk right in, and it's
See,
really
election
cool.
day here, it's like it'll be like really cold, and 9 times out of 10, it's raining, so you got to stand out in the cold, all wet. Like, screw that. I'm either going to mail it in,
vote early, vote often.
vote early, or just mail. Yeah, vote often.
Yeah.
That's right. We'll go 3 or 4 more times. So
It's like it's all cold and everything. That would suck.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's annoying. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because my old house was funny because when I lived at our old house, I was still under my parents' address, so I would just go to theirs, and it was like a smaller church. You know, I could go in, but my wife had to go into the other one, and it was a giant line. So
Oh wow.
I got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I don't want to change my address. I'm going to go over here. So
That's funny.
Welcome to Election Cast.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was just waiting
unpredictable.
unpredictable.
I'm sitting there looking at Dan's face.
Yeah. Jasmine, which one of the toys are you gonna get?
I want Jellicoe.
The Kamala Harris or the Donald Trump?
That's right.
Oh man.
Nobody wants those.
Oh man.
Nobody wants those.
Okay, what shirt would they be? Would they be red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt?
Oh God.
Oh God.
We're
no,
doing
we're not
this.
going down this line.
We're doing this.
No, we're not. Which of the toys would you get?
I get Jellicoe.
Jellicoe?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one election related thing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to segue away.
A-Wolf says free Chad.
Hashtag free Chad.
I
Never.
watched the vice presidential debate a couple
yeah,
weeks
yeah,
ago. And all I could think to myself is I would rather have either of these people
Yeah.
than the two idiots at the top of the tickets.
Right?
Amen.
And that's all
From
I'm
your
gonna
mouth
say
to God's
about it.
ears.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
You're
gonna
like,
say
oh,
about
this is how elections used to be. I forgot. This is
Yeah.
how
Look,
the process used
Look,
to be.
two grown-ups having a discussion.
Yeah. It was like we went through a time warp or something. It was weird.
Yeah, it really was. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is different. This isn't
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I missed that.
Yeah. Anyway, so
But,
GI
yeah.
Jellico, get one.
GI Jellico. Well, like I said, I used to mow lawns to buy my GI Joes, and then
Mhm.
now, like, how many lawns would you have to mow to buy like one action figure now?
Well, you're an adult now, so
Well, I'm
you
an
have
adult.
it's the opposite. You have to stop.
Well, they
You have
still
to
got
stop
up.
paying. You have to stop paying the landscaper so that you can buy.
Do it.
That's
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Sack lunch it and do
Yeah.
the chores
Yeah,
yourself.
landscapers is expensive. So
Yeah. How many action figures can they get? Jeez.
yeah,
You know, predictions. Sorry, I had something in my notes. And this wasn't touched on for the predictions, but I just did a rewatch of season 4 of Lower Decks. Tendi left the ship.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
oh, did
So,
she?
Yeah.
Did
She
she
went
go
back to
the Orions or whatever?
she went back to Orion.
Oh,
So
She'll be back. Just like when
Yeah.
the captain.
Oh yeah.
Captain Freeman was like gone, and we're like, oh no, what are they gonna do without
Right,
Captain? And like,
or
She
when
was under
Jack
arrest.
died and comes back.
yeah,
It was like next
literally
season,
was all off
like,
camera. Like, oh, she's back. It's fine.
yeah.
Did they ever explain Shax?
No, and I don't think they will.
Okay.
Like how he came back from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the whole thing about like, you never asked. Could you just let it go?
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank the prophets.
What's the plan? The
Man in the van.
For Lombardo, the man with the man in the van with the plan. I like it.
I feel like most men in vans, you don't want that plan.
Dan, I would put your yard sign in my yard.
There
Yeah?
you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
He loves dogs. Protect the dogs. At
Protect
all
the
costs.
dogs. Yep.
All right. Anything else you want to bring up, Chaz?
Well,
Biz?
I just kind of, I don't understand why they're canceling this show, because I think it's kind of idiotic. Because
I think Daniel touched on it a little bit earlier, where its greatest strength is spoofing on Star Trek and being and I think you can only take that so far. Because I saw online, people were like, well, The Simpsons has run for 979 seasons. And it's like, yeah, but The Simpsons draws on current
Everything.
events,
Yeah.
and so
well, Star Trek
Lower
used to
Decks has a
draw
limitation.
pretty much on current events, but they tell it in a smart way,
Right.
And it'd be like Vietnam War or what was going on in the 80s, and then, well, I guess recently, with Discovery, but Discovery just didn't work because nobody really.
So I don't think Lower Decks could have gone on forever. Could it have gone on for a season 6? Yes.
I was hoping to go on for 7, at least 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To end up with the other series.
But it's also good that it ends while you still want more, as opposed to like, oh, thank God it's over.
It's not
The
like Big
Walking
Bang
Dead
Theory
is
where you-
still a thing, and it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, we
Now
stopped watching
I
it.
see ads and commercials. There's
Like, who
15
watch-
different spin-offs. And
Yep.
it's like,
Yeah, like there's the Daryl one. I
Yeah.
was like, so
Yeah.
Daryl's just gonna shoot things with his crossbow. So I don't know. And how are they still like? Is he on a motorcycle somehow? Because gasoline would be useless.
Oh yeah. The Walking Dead doesn't make any sense if you really think about it.
Yeah,
And
How do they-
all
how
the
do they
lawns are
keep getting
still mowed.
bullets? Yeah.
yeah. All
lawns are
all the streets are pretty clean. They're not.
There's like one landscape company that's still in business.
what have
It's like
they
just
done?
killing it.
what have they done? Because I haven't watched that show in years, but what have they done about vehicles? Because like the model of vehicles. Technically, every car should be a 2007 or earlier, right?
Yeah.
When did the show start? Like 2008.
And all the
or
gasoline
something?
should be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gasoline, you'd be horse and buggy. You'd have to go back to that. And be hard to weld because you'd be out of fuel. I mean,
Yeah.
anything. You'd have to.
I think they hand wave it a little bit. They're like, oh yeah, we made this refinery to make our own gas and stuff like that. But
Guzzling, and they're spraying their faces with spray paint. And
yeah, just like in Mad Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a group of missionaries going around mowing everybody's lawn with one of those,
That's right.
non-powered push mowers.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's still Mormons there? They're wearing their little white shirts.
Yes, grass Mormons. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
All right. Anything else you wanted to bring up, Jazzbiz?
That's it. I think the toys are $30 is too much when you can go to a vintage store and you can buy the ones from the 90s for about $10.
Yeah,
Still
but
package and
they said in the panel,
the Playmates ones.
Comic-Cons. Last Comic-Con I went to, they had them going all day long for their original retail price.
Yeah.
It's like $6 to $10. So
they have boxes and boxes because those never went up in value.
Right.
That's the sad.
The only ones that did, I've got a couple of them that did. Of course, they're out of the package, but like the Geordie ones with the removable visor.
Oh yeah.
And he's got the white eyes. I have a couple versions of that.
I know there's one of the captain from Darmok and Tanagra and all that. Like there's a version of that captain that's worth a lot.
I have him.
I think it's the one with the pog instead of the collector card.
Yeah.
But that's only because there's nerds out there that have to have every version of every figure, and that's just not the majority of people out there.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, thanks, Chazbiz, for being on.
All right. So next week, when does the show start?
It starts this Thursday, so we'll be reviewing.
Thursday?
Yeah.
All right.
We go week to week with reviews.
Good thing is these shows are 27 minutes, maybe less. So
yeah, it'll be not too bad.
Because my season 4 rewatch was quick.
Yeah.
Did you rewatch the whole show?
Yeah, they're like 20 minutes, right? Like 20
I did season 4.
How was you just did season 4, you didn't do 1 to okay.
Because I've already seen 1, 2, and 3 twice.
Yeah.
So
because I wasn't a big fan of 1, 2 like really picked up. That's where I really liked the show. And then 3 and then 4. So
yeah.
Because 1 was almost too much Mariner. And then 2 and 3, like that's when it really got funny. So
season 4 was good. Liked it. It was.
I guess I'll binge it this week. So
the new Ectos that Hasbro Pulse is crowdfunding. Are you getting? Yeah, I saw those. I don't know. That's a lot of cheddar for a Ecto.
What is the new Ectos? It's a new
Ecto one.
Car.
Yeah, but it's made to scale with the 6-inch figures.
Yeah.
So the 6-inch figures actually fit in there.
Yeah.
So properly, not like goofy.
So they'd be pretty big then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So I think it's like, it's like $400 if you want the.
Holy.
Oh wow, that's.
Yeah. But it comes with it comes with all 4 Ghostbusters in their Ghostbusters 2 costumes. It comes with, I think that's the Library Ghost. It comes with Slimer. It comes with the packs, the slime blowers. It comes with the pieces to convert it from Ecto 1 to Ecto 1A. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff there.
Oh wow.
Comes with a gurney. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what the packs go on.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
It's an ambulance, so that's how they get it in the back of the
right.
the car.
Well, if anybody lives in the Midwest at Menards, which is kind of like a Lowe's or Home Depot, they have the inflatable Ecto 1 for $50 off right now. So
there you go.
Really?
It's a big it's like a big Halloween front yard kind of blow up decoration.
Huh.
There's a Lego version of the Ecto one, so if you're a Lego person,
Yeah, they've been merchandising this stuff a lot
Yeah.
lately.
That's where the movie makes their money.
Yeah. If I ever hit the Powerball,
merchandising.
If I ever hit the Powerball, the Ecto one is definitely a car I'm going to get.
You know, that's one thing I wish Star Trek would do is Lego, because I definitely buy the Lego sets.
They did try to make one like in the JJ.
It was
films.
fake Lego, but I mean,
right?
actual
But still,
Lego.
they tried to make something like that, and they just didn't sell that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Has there not been a Lego Enterprise? Seems like there's been a Lego.
I think it was like Mega Blocks or something like that.
Yeah.
Mega Blocks did one in the 90s, and
Yeah.
then Creo did one in 2009.
Right.
With the JJ movies.
And then Playmobil.
They should do a Duplo for Star Trek Prodigy.
They should do a. Yeah. Why not? So
Why not?
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
we're Star Trek fans. We'll buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we complain about $30 action figures.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's the Lego. Yes, I'd fork out the dollars. It's like I buy the Hallmark ornaments if they're cool looking. If they look cheesy, I usually skip them. So, and this year's Hallmark. It's like, yeah,
He's got blue eyes.
There you go. That's just frightening.
That's what he does.
All right.
Dad.
Well,
He's like, he's got blue eyes.
well, it feels like we're wrapping it up. So,
Please.
yeah.
Please.
Thanks, Jasmine, for being on.
All right.
Thanks. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
Hey, if don't forget to let us know about how we can the fans can interact and all that.
Oh yeah.
So we're on Facebook, Instagram, X.
Yeah, we got our phone. You can leave us a voicemail 570-661-0001. And we're
yes,
also
please call, leave us a voicemail. Just whatever
absolutely.
you think about the show or something random.
But you have to call on a yellow Nokia phone.
That's right.
Yeah,
2001.
That's right.
For those of you staring intently into your radios, yeah, next to the number for to call into the show, there's a brick Nokia phone.
That's right.
Representing a phone, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And then we're also on all the social medias, Trekcasttng. Yeah, so we're all over the place there.
That's a great way to interact, and it also, spread the word. You can share all this stuff, and also there's trekcast.com. You can see bios for all three of us, and there's a really cool merch section, t-shirts and stuff. And holidays are coming up, so yeah. Shop Tees has got some great products over there at really reasonable prices, and so
free
check
shipping
that out.
to most of the countries in the world, which is great.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll be back next week.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Joel on True.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines, so I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?